Are you getting no sales or even little sales from your KDP publishing at the moment? Well, in this video, I'm going to go through the 7 key reasons why I've identified for many people they're getting no sales. Hi, my name's Romney and thank you very much for joining me on my YouTube channel. Remember, if you like these videos, make sure you give me a thumbs up, you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're made aware of more videos that I'm doing. So if you haven't been to my channel before, it's all about creating, building and scaling your self-publishing business. And having sold over 20,000 books alone just this year, then I want to be able to use my experience to be able to help you sell more books and identify what those key reasons might be why you're not selling enough books, if you're selling any at all. So I want to be able to identify those 7 things that most people don't tick off to make sure that they're actually doing those to sell more books. Now, there's plenty of reasons why you might not be selling books, but these 7 key reasons should be a good starting point for you. So let me jump on my screen now and let me share those 7 key things with you. So let's get into a really important part of why you may not be getting any sales. And I'm often asked to identify reasons why people aren't getting book sales. And for this lesson, I've tried to condense it down to 7 key reasons. Plus, if you watch through to the end, I've actually got a bonus tip that could really make a big change for you and the direction of what you're doing and being able to scale your self-publishing business and make more sales. So hang around until near the end when I give you that information. So there are many reasons why you may not be getting sales. These 7 key reasons are probably what I identify for most publishers. And I can relate to particularly some of these when I was first starting my publishing. And I do wish that someone had sort of pointed these out to me when I first started. As I said, I may not be able to identify every reason. And without knowing what your books are like, and having a look at and knowing what they're all about, then it's a bit hard. It's a bit of a generalization, but let's get into it now. So what are the 7 key reasons? Your book sales are low, either selling none, some, you might be selling quite a few and you're wanting to scale up, but these 7 key reasons can cover really anybody in any part of their journey. Number 1, and I created a video about this not that long ago. It's called niche research. So number 1 is finding that niche that you are going to have high need and low competition. Now, if you're not sure what the high and low competition is, well, in the niche research video, I go into depth about it. So I'm just going to cover it lightly here. It's basically where customers, there's a high need for that. And you will see that with particular book rankings or the BSR of books on, say, page 1, 2, and 3, you will see that they're all ranking under probably 100,000 BSR. And then there's going to be plenty of those books on page 1. If you were to write in, say, Gratitude Journal for Kids, that would come up pretty quickly, and it's very competitive. And that goes to the second point is what's the competition like? Is there low competition but high need? Well, there are some videos that I've done recently about niche research as well, and finding a couple of particular niches that you could make some good money on if you were to make the book the right way. So if you haven't seen niche research, make sure you watch that. But in summary, you need to find the niches that aren't flooded. Don't have 50,000 search results when you go on and look for it. And the need is there, but you've got lower competition. And as Amazon gets more popular, you need to make sure that you're continuing to look and search for different keywords and niches that are going to help you in that space. So number 1, select the right niche and go about it the right way. Number 2, your cover design. So it must stand out and look professional. So if you were, doing a letter tracing book, then the one on the right, the one on the right isn't really going to catch your attention. In fact, when I had a look at this book, it had 0 sales, and the one on the left here, the alphabet tracer letters, that is a bestseller. And I can see why, because it's much more attractive to look at, and therefore people will click on it and then go to the next process of potentially purchasing that book. So let's have a look quickly at Amazon and see if we can identify some of those books which really just don't stand out. All right, so if we were to jump on here and have a look at some of these, so these covers are quite bright. That one's particularly, that stands out a lot. That one's sort of been good. The other thing you need to obviously take in consideration reviews, and you can get a lot of information from reviews, the good and the bad, and what they're doing well and what they could improve on, and you can use that information to improve your books. And you scroll down. So that was the one I saw before, and yeah, there's just a few things that you really need to make sure you're working hard on regards to your books. Now, one thing that I would advise never doing is to have the same interior and create multiple books. And I can see this person has done that book 1, 2, 3, and I bet if I go on to the next page, they've done the same thing as well. And they've just created multiple. There we go. Another one, another one. I'm sure there's more of them. But just don't ever do that. That's the quickest way to get your account potentially reviewed by Amazon, and you don't want to risk that. And I've mentioned that in other videos before about compromising your account by doing silly things. And you can just see as he's scrolling down, that one, they're all by the same person. They've just done a bulk upload. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. Let's go back to our main 7 key points about why your books aren't selling, and you can see why this person doesn't have any sales. I wouldn't be buying it either. And just to finish with the covers, they must stand out, they must look professional, and if you do need to engage someone to get your cover created, well, do that. But just check their portfolio of work prior to engaging them. And you can spend $5 on, say, Fiverr to get them done, but expect that it's going to probably, the quality might be worth $5. And you need to think about what customers would want. The quality will obviously, on the cover, will probably represent what the internal side of things are like as well. Number 3 is the description. So when a customer clicks on your book, they must be able to, go through the information and read it. It's nice and clear. So I've created a video as well about book descriptions and making sure that they do stand out. So if you haven't watched that video, please do that as part of this tutorial, because it again could be a massive reason why your book's not standing out. So let's just jump back into Amazon and have a quick look at maybe a description that does stand out. So if we go onto this book here, you can see how they've used different letter fonts, font sizes, and also dot points, and they've really increased the cleanliness of how it's all set out and the format of it. So these are things that I talk about in the lesson about book descriptions and how to sort of create this information so it actually does stand out for you. And book descriptions must include as much information as you can. So if we were to have a look at this, you can see the steps. There are key information here. It talks about the benefits to the customer. It's got the sizes and what little bonuses might come into it, and then they've got to buy today. So all those little things can really add up to make it a nice, easy customer experience when someone is looking at it and they might go, look, that's so comprehensive, right, buy now, and click on it. So that was number 3. If you firstly, we go back a step. The niche, you need to make sure that you got the right niche. Have you got a great cover that stands out and it looks professional? Do you have a description that stands out and is grammar-free or error-free? That can be a turn-off for customers as well. You can get a free Grammarly.com software put on your computer that can check spelling and some basic grammar. They're just little things you should be doing to make sure that you've got a book description, because if the customer sees errors on your book description, well, they're probably going to think that that's the professionalism that's carried through to your book. Number 4, the interior. So at a minimum, it must meet the needs of the customer, but aim to exceed their expectation for value for money. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you were to get something and it met your expectations, you go, look, that's good, that's what I expected. But if you were to go to the look inside feature and it exceeded your expectations for the value for money, then you are very, very highly likely to convert for that sale. So let's go back and see what I mean if on the look inside feature. So I've gone to an Amazon bestseller. Although it doesn't say bestseller, but it's number 13 on the Amazon chart right at this point in time. So let's take a look inside and see what the customer would get. And for the price, for $4.40, is a color book, and you've got all the details there, and you can see why someone's gone to a lot of trouble to do all information. As I said, it's also in color. It's got a lot of information and detail here, and you've got the certificate at the back as well. So that is going to be attractive for a customer. So if you go back and have a look, for $4.40 for a color interior, it's very hard to challenge that and beat that. So it's actually exceeding what the customer is expecting as part of purchasing this Learn to Write workbook. So the next thing, number 5, would be keywords. So research and use the right keywords in your title, your subtitle, and the 7 backend keywords. Again, I've created a video about this. If you haven't gone to my back catalogue of videos, please check this one out because it goes into depth in regards to choosing the right 7 keywords for your when you're loading it to KDP. But your title and subtitle need to include the keywords that have got search results happening. And if you're and I made that mistake on my very first book, where I created the title of sort of what I liked, but not what people are searching for. So make sure that it's something that you identify and you take particular note of, because once you've created your title and subtitle, you cannot change that on KDP. You can change the 7 backend keywords though, and your book needs to rank accordingly based on your title, subtitle, and your 7 backend keywords. So you need to get that right. And perhaps your book's not showing the right places because you haven't got those elements right. So number 5, keywords and researching is critically important as part of getting a lot of book sales. Number 6, a correct launch strategy. So do you have a launch strategy in place? Do you even know what one might look like? And that's going to be a future video that I'm going to be creating in regards to my launch strategy for low content books. And I think it's something that you need to keep an eye out for. So make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell, because you may miss out on it if you're not connected up to the channel. So the launch strategy is for the first 30 days. It's believed that Amazon give new books when they're launched a little bit of a kick, a bit of a boost in regards to where they are placed. And if you can get sales which gradually build, and by say day 25, day 30 getting the most sales, that's what you need to do. And I'll talk about the launch strategy and the importance of not just getting like plenty of sales on day 1 and day 3. You need to have a consistent and a build up to to those books, and also it includes customer reviews and also marketing those books, and that's an important element. So if you haven't got a launch strategy, either create one or keep an eye out for the video that I'll do in regards to launch strategies. Number 7, final one, and hopefully you're sticking around because I'm about to give you my bonus one as well. Number 7 is the marketing. And so with over 40 million books now on Amazon, how will customers ever find you if you're not sort of marketing your book? And if you leave it up to the Amazon gods to, once you load your book and just to let it go out there, then you might be finding yourself swimming amongst the other 40 million books that are out there and not many eyeballs on your book. So you need to do what you can. And yes, there might be a time where you can actually generate some sales through organic marketing or organic sales. But for most of us, you are going to have to do some sort of marketing. And if you watch the video about what's your, are you prepared for Q4? I talk about marketing and what I do in preparation for Q4, the final end of the year, going towards Christmas, the busiest time of the year, and about my Amazon marketing. And I've also got another video about starting your first Amazon marketing services campaign. So if you haven't done that, looked at that video, please do that one as well. However, with the marketing, there are many different ways, free and paid ways you can market your book. So you might have an Instagram account and you can create some posts about that. You can do some Facebook posts as well. You can contact your local newspaper and run a story about you becoming an author and about the books you're creating. So there are different ways that you can actually market your book without having to pay for it. But as part of my launch strategy, I do use Amazon marketing services because I want to get that traction immediately in regards to customers being able to see my book and the importance of being able to do that. The other thing you can do is use what they call A+, KDP A+. Now that's a brand new thing, so I'm going to show you what that looks like. If we go to here and we scroll down, then this will show up in a moment from the publisher. I show you how to create this for your book. No matter whether you do low content books or no content books or even high content books, I show you what to do. So check that video out. It's called How to Sell More Books Using KDP A+, and it is a wonderful way to be able to market your books. Again, if a customer clicks on your book and they scroll down, they can see exactly what your book's about, and it's got from the publisher. So please check that video out as well. So if we go to my final tip, my bonus tip, which if you've stuck around, it's important for you to know this. So my bonus strategy is don't just do easy. And what do I mean about that? Well, with the no content grouping, I guess, the gang, you've got a high amount of competition because there's a low resistance point. There are lots and lots of people jumping on KDP because firstly, you can create the books for free. You can load the books for free. You can sometimes, we can do the marketing on occasions for free, and you can start generating income from doing something. Just time is what you need to invest into it. But that group is starting to get very, very busy. It's not, I wouldn't call it saturated because there are niches that you can absolutely get into still in the no content book category, so don't get me wrong on that. However, if you want to make a separation from the group, and you need to start to think about what kind of books that you can create that have low competition, that have a much, much longer passive income stream over the long term, not just short term. And I've moved into that space now where I engage, illustrators for different books that I'm doing. And the reason why I'm starting to sell lots and lots of books is because I'm separating myself from the pack, and people are going to go for high quality books, and you need to make sure that you differentiate yourself. Don't just do what the average person's prepared to do. Do more. Go beyond. Back yourself in regards to what you can create and investing back into your publishing business. So yes, if you are happy just to do it as a hobby and be part of the pack and do say composition journals or just no content journals, that is perfectly fine. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that approach. But for me personally, and for others that are wanting to scale and create that freedom of being able to do more things more often that you want to do without a 9-to-5 job, then you need to develop that mentality of moving to that that place where there's less competition because the books are harder to create, but the need is there and people are prepared to pay for high quality. So I hope you found this information very helpful, and I'll finish off with a summary point in a moment. So I hope you liked that video, and remember, if you do like my videos, to give me a thumbs up, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're made aware of new videos that I'm creating. So until the next video, I'll see you then.